All right, welcome back to this three-part tutorial on how to capture and make a 3D model out of your space using just your iPhone. You can find the links to the other two videos in this series in the description below, as well as links to additional information in articles in our FAQ section found at support.matterport.com. Because we're using Cortex to convert our 360-degree panoramas into a 3D model, outdoor photography is going to be a lot more tricky, so for this demonstration, we're only going to do indoors. I'm going to go ahead and scan my makeshift office over here, just so I can have that very vivid and immersive memory of what this was like. All right, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is keep your camera very, very steady against your body. So the way you do that is by keeping your elbows close to your body and holding the camera with two hands. This way it's a strong kind of triangle or tripod, if you will, keeping the camera as steady as possible. Now, before I press the scan button, I just wanted to bring your attention to the fact that the camera itself is your pivot point. So what you don't want to do is what's probably most natural for all of us is to have our body be the pivot point and turning the camera around us like we do when capturing a landscape or panorama, something like that. What we do want to do is have the camera be the pivot point, and we're actually turning around the camera. It definitely takes a little bit of getting used to, so I do recommend that you try a couple different techniques. I'll go over a few here today and find out what works best for you. If you find a method that works better for you than what I've mentioned here, please let us know. So the first method is turning around your big toe. Place your foot on the ground and try and have the camera above your big toe, and then you can kind of pivot and turn around that. And the other method is just by practicing with a broomstick. I just happen to have one right here, and what I can do is set it down on the ground, and you can see how it clearly is a nice vertical pivot point. Just hold my phone up against it, and with everything straight up and down, I'll just go ahead and tap the scan button. You'll notice that I first see a little dot and a circle above it, and I want to line these up in order to capture my first scan. So what you don't want to do is push the entire stick forward in order to tilt the camera down. I want to keep the broomstick perfectly vertical and just tilt the camera by itself. Once the first picture has been captured, I can go either to the right or to the left. It doesn't really matter at this point. So again, keeping the stick as perfectly vertical as possible, I'm just going to turn the camera, aligning the circle and the dot. It's a little tricky because I have some furniture in the way, but we did all right. Now it's processing once that last picture has been captured, and it places that image in the mini-map. Now all I need to do to finish off this small space is just one more scan about 4 to 5 feet away. I can go ahead and move in this direction, for example, press the scan button. Same thing again, align the circle and dot. All right, so now it's processing. Now with my second capture aligned, I can go ahead and put this away. And you can see based on the mini-map that I do have a small area here overlapping between the first and second scan that it wasn't able to see. Hopefully the processing engine will fill that in, but I could add a third scan if I wanted to in order to fill that in. In this case, however, what I want to do is talk to you a little bit about markings. So because I don't want anything outside of the room to be included in the dollhouse, I'm going to go ahead and put in a trim marking. So to do that, you just press the markings button down here, and now choose the scissors icon to draw a trim line. And just draw the trim line like that, and this will exclude everything on the remove side of the arrow. So the arrow is pointing towards this area here that I don't want to have included in the final model, and that's going to get removed. I don't see that done here, but once everything is uploaded, you'll see that it'll come out really nice and clean. And like I said before, if you think that another scan position is necessary to more completely flesh out the space, that's totally up to you. You can scan as many positions as you'd like. I did also just want to bring your attention to the window and mirror marking buttons right over here. Use them accordingly when you come across a window or mirror in your space. But basically, that's really all there is to it. It's just a matter of moving yourself around the camera and not the camera around you, and moving about 4 to 5 feet to the next scan position in order to best align between the two positions. Once you're done, you just upload button in the top corner. It'll ask want to do face blurring, and this is important if you do have any faces in pictures or people in the scene that you don't want their faces to be included in the final model. So if I do want that, this is and up it goes into your account. Once the model is done processing, you'll be emailed and you can go into your account and check it out. That's it. Have fun and get creative with it. In the next video, I'm going to cover workshop, how to add matter tags, customize your space, and how to share your model. See you there.